Hello, and welcome to Visiting Dugout, a Fans First Sports Network production. I'm Crystal O'Keefe, your host, and today I have Jay Holloway on to talk about the Cubs. Jay, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello. First of all, thank you for having me on. I've been wanting to talk baseball. This was just perfect timing because what's been going on lately. But I am a huge Cubs fan. I love baseball. I love the Cubs. It's crazy that I have a hoops podcast, but I do not have a baseball podcast. But yeah, so I love sports. I'm a traveling sports photographer, so I'm always all over the place taking photos and of all types of different sports. But today we're here to talk about these Cubs and White Sox and everything else that's going on in baseball. So I'm excited.
It's very, very interesting year for both the Cubs and White Sox. So
yes.
What's going on the north side right now? What is new?
So right now, first of all, I started off the season. I was just so excited. I was like, I cannot believe we got this start. We got these injuries, but we got who was flowing and was going, and Seiya got hurt, and Belly. When first of all, Justin Steele, it just started off bad. Then Merriweather, and then Seiya, then Belly, and then we was hot. Who was battling? Who was winning games? I couldn't understand how we was winning games when we were. I was so excited. Was staying up for the road trips, and it was just. And then was battling with the Brewers, ending on a high note, and all of a sudden, like we get to middle of May, and then can't nobody pitch, can't nobody hit. We didn't have a home run for like 10 games.
Yeah.
Like that was unheard of. Like out of nowhere. Like Michael Busch had this hot start, and then he just cannot adjust no more. I guess like they adjusted to him and he cannot figure out no more. Like he struggles with the high fastball, and that's just known now. Like you just throw that to him. He can't hit that. It's just everything. I don't understand. Kyle Hendricks has been bad from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but I just do not understand. I don't know. I don't want to blame nobody. I know people want to blame Jed Hoyer for not doing enough. I don't know what you want him to do. We just don't. It's not even went to the playoffs. It's like people was like, you can go get Hader, but was that even? I don't want to spend that much money on Hader. I don't know if that was going to be the answer. But we can't even hit, so it don't even matter who we're going to be doing saves in the first place. So it's just like, the season just flipped on his head out of nowhere. We're like third place behind the Cardinals and the Brewers. Now, like we were battling. The Brewers came to town. What was that? The beginning of May?
Yeah.
I believe that was the beginning of May. And we won the series. We was battling for first place. Now, we're like 4 games under 500. We're like 29-33, I think, the last time I looked. Like,
because I always try to look that up. You guys are 7.5 games back from first, and the Cardinals are they're still 7 games. So I mean, the Cardinals are in no better spot, really.
No.
But the Brewers have just dominated NL Central. I mean, they just swept the White Sox as we
yeah.
Today, last night they swept them.
What's funny is that I've been traveling so much the last couple of weeks that I haven't been able to watch the Cubs like I want to, which I'm glad. I've been box score watching and just keeping up with different stuff, but it's just like we just look awful. Like looking at highlights, we just do not like and I don't know. And then you got Console. I know everybody's like, we got him. Yeah, he got to make adjustments, but you got to think with the Brewers, you know how much easier it was to go to the pen when you got Devin Williams and Hader?
Yeah. He had it good on the Brewers.
That's a 1-2 punch. Like, everybody's looking for that. Every team is looking for a 1-2 punch like out the pen. So it's like he has to adjust to that. Then you don't have that, and then you have one of your best arms go down right away. Merriweather is still not back.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then the one guy, Adbert, you wanted to rely on, he can't. He just got the yips out of nowhere. And then you got to rely on Nearest. So that's a whole roller coaster right there when he's even in the game. So it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get depressed. So it was just like, I was so happy. I was like, I never want to get that high because I know 162 because you just never know. But it was just like, I cannot believe this. This is we're just winning these games. We're fun. It was like I was fun to watch. Even if you lost the game, it was fun. This right now is just not fun because it's like we're not competing.
No, and I mentioned earlier that I had Kyle Hendricks in my notes. I mean, what is going on? Is this kind of the sign to, hey, maybe you should retire? You've been injured. You've had a really bad start. Because I saw him last season. I saw him rehabbing in Indy because it was a Vinny Velasquez and Kyle Hendricks showdown. And I was like, well, for minor league prices, I'm going to go see those two.
Right.
So, I saw him rehab and he was okay, but I think he hasn't really bounced back from that. So is this, I mean, it's 10 years since he's been in the major leagues. Is it his time to kind of wrap things up now?
I do think it's probably time. So I do think last year, because when he came back last year, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he went crazy. So that's how they even decided to bring him back. I understood, but it was like, but you had to understand bringing him back, this could happen. So it's like, he was never a velocity guy. Everybody knows that, but it's now he's missing. Like you got a 90 miles per hour fastball or a changeup that's not hitting the corners and is hitting the plate. That's on the street every time. So it's like, or it's a double down the line. So, or it's something that's hit hard every time. So it's like, it was never that. It's his command is not there whatsoever. So I don't know if it's a shoulder again, he's not dotting like he was. He's going to give up. He's going to give up 3 runs.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do that. But now it's like, he's giving up 5, 6. So it's like, every time he's coming up, every time it's his day, I'm like, offense, I just need you to hit. It's time. The bats have to be awake when he's on the mound. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you cannot. Because he's giving up 5 or 6. It's not just 3 no more. 3 you can live with because you want to score anyway. So if you get 4 or 5 and you get 6 and he give up 3, you good. But now he giving up 5 or 6. You got to get 7, 8, 9. So it's time. He can't be your third. It can't be like Imaga, Jameson, and then him. It can't be that. You got to be, or when Steele's not there, he can't be there. So of course now you got Steele, Imaga, Taillon, and then Hendricks. But I like him as the 5th. Honestly, I don't even want him as, like a.
Which
I don't even want him as a 4.
He used to be an ace. He used to be the best one on that squad. We all know, despite being a White Sox fan here, we all know what happened in 2016 and how he was phenomenal that year.
He's phenomenal.
And he had been for such a long time. And I think he's the only one left from that World Series team.
Yes, he is. He's the last one. So, he's the last one.
Yeah, they let Chris Bryant die in Colorado. So.
Die. Man. Or is it his fault? I don't know. He took the contract. He knew it was going to happen. But Hendricks, I do like the aspect, like, he's there. He could be there for, like, the young pitchers. They can ask him questions because he's smart. They can ask him questions. He can be there for advice. But it's like, number 4, I want you as a 5. And maybe sometimes he could be like a long relief dude. You can do that. Something like that maybe, but him going out there every 5th day is just not ideal anymore. And it hurts to say because he was a big deal from that team, but that's a long time ago. That's 8 years ago now. Yeah. Man, that's a long time ago. So it's time. No one else is here. There's nobody. I don't think nobody even on the coaching staff is even still there no more.
No, I can't think of anybody. Yeah.
Nobody's there. So, because Ross is gone, so there's no one's there. You just got Jed from the front office. Who else? I think everybody is still there from the front office outside of Theo, maybe. But outside of players, he's the last one. So, it's time. It's heartbreaking, but you see it in front of you. Like, he's just missing.
Yeah.
And MLB pro hitters, they just need that much. You miss that much, it's over with. And that's all it is. It's not like he does have some egregious ones where he's really missing, but but sometimes it's just very minor and it's gone.
Yeah.
And You just hang your head
Well,
because
that's what my son plays baseball, and that's what we say. Like, just help him out. If it's close, if it is close enough for you to swing, just go ahead and try to hit it. And that's a big thing here. Where if they think it's good enough, they're gonna take it. So
absolutely. So it's just I don't know. I think this is definitely the last season for him.
Yeah.
This should never, going into 2025, we should not be trot him out every 5 days. That should not be happening. That would be so bad if that happens. That happens in 2025. I think people would be so mad at Jed. Well, first of all, going into 2025, we don't even know if he'd still be here if this just sinks so bad. He might get fired, honestly. Yeah. If we don't recover, because people are already calling for his job anyway. So I don't know.
I know that it's very similar. As much as people hate to admit it, it seems very similar, almost parallel to what is happening on the south side with the north side. I mean, they're calling for people to go. There's no real pitching anymore. It's not easy right now to be a fan of any real sport in Chicago at the moment.
No, it's not. It's absolutely hard to be a fan of a team right now. It's just depressing.
Yeah, even the Sky, they're kind of in this controversy right now. So it's just not good media for us right now at all. And that stuff with the Sky, not to talk about that too long. That's been going on since Saturday. Yeah,
like it's Monday. Come on, we need to wrap this up. Like it's time to just end this, please.
And it stinks because I'm from Indy. So I've watched the Fever. I went to the championship game, but I also watched the Sky, and I love the Sky. And I'm just like, this is like my parents arguing right now. And I'm just like, stop.
Right, you're right in the middle of it. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Want everyone to have fun.
That is so funny.
So
that's hilarious.
It's been brutal. But yeah, so we mentioned they're in third place. Is there any way? I mean, I feel like they could maybe take the Cardinals. Maybe they could end in second. But is there any catching up to the Brewers at all?
Man, let's see. The Brewers, what they sitting at right now? I can't even. They're at 36 and 23. So they would probably have to like really fall off a cliff at this point. Like, because we were, like I said, we were steady, but now we went so far back. Now we got to build up to get to 500. I mean, I know it's only 2 games under 500, but you still got to work it. That's not just something we can just do. Like you got to start winning again out of nowhere. So it's like, I don't think so. I mean, we wanted to make some trades. People want to add to the bullpen, of course, but who doesn't? I think every team tries to add to the pen at the deadline. So I don't know if we're so far behind, they might start selling.
Yeah. I was just about to ask how you feel like July might look like. Are you guys going to be having a fire sale?
I would tell you this, though. I'm on record on Twitter about this. Like, I am so over Madrigal. He has to go. He has to go. Like, I don't understand why he doesn't have a strong arm. They always throw him in at third base. He guys like to do like a crow hop at third base just to get to first base. And then it's like I feel like he's always chopping the second. It's always something he's involved in. Like against Cincinnati, I don't know why they sent him home when you got Ellie with that rocket arm. Like I don't even know. He's always involved in something negative. Not saying he don't do positive plays, but it's like that's one player that I just don't want to see here no more. It's like if we can trade him, I don't know who will want him.
Yeah, that's how I think. And again, we got Eloy Jimenez from the Cubs, and that was always kind of the thanks Cubs joke. But he's been bad or injured to the point where I think people have just completely given up on him. Like he's never going to come back. He was injured at the beginning of the year, and he's injured before.
That's a crazy trade. How's it played out so far? Like Madrigal is just, and then I didn't understand. It got to the point like I understood like not trusting Morel's defense at third base. I get it, but it got to the point where it wasn't a good enough trade-off to bring him late to lose his bat late in the game. Like Madrigal's defense is not that head and shoulders above Morel that I'm okay with that trade-off. So that was one thing about Counsell. I didn't understand why he kept doing that. Like, does he still not trust Morel at third base? For like, I didn't understand. Like, I get it, but Morel arm he got a rocket arm. Mm-hmm. He's only gonna get better if you keep him out there. He has to be in those late game situations in the ninth inning when you have to lock it down. So I just never understood it. So Madrigal is like he's wasting the spot now. I feel like because he's taking away. I don't understand. I don't understand that. But I would like if we just keep dropping, we might would just have a fire sale.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who you're gonna trade. Do you trade now? Do you trade Belly?
You know, and that's one thing I think about because that at this point you could trade high on him. No pun intended with that one.
Mm-hmm. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Home run on April 20th. But yeah, you could trade high on him realistically, and you could get something decent that comes in. But at the same time, that's your power.
That's your power. That is it. I mean, like, yeah, we have other power players, but he's your power. He can hit for contact. He plays defense, multiple positions. He can play all in the outfield, and he can play first base. It's like that's why his value is high. But like, do we still want to trade him, even if we are down in the dumps? Like, don't we still want to keep him for next season? Who knows what we're gonna do this offseason? So I don't even know who can we trade. Like, who would want Ian Happ? Because a lot of Ian Happ is half and half on the north side. Yeah. I know you've probably seen conversations on Twitter like either you love him or people hate him. They don't want him. They're like he hasn't improved, and I definitely get where both sides are coming from. I see it. I mean, of course, I watch it. It's like, and then it's like my biggest thing that I understand, like what managers love about Happ, like Ross and Counsell was. I get it with Counsell when players was hurt, but why was he even batting like in? He should never be a cleanup. No. Like if he's not batting leadoff, I don't want to see him again to like number 7. Like seriously, like I don't want to see him again. He should never be in that 2 to 6 range. He definitely should not be in that like 2 to 4. Like I don't understand. And it's the numbers show. Like people love numbers so much. Like he is awful.
Yeah.
In cleanup. Like no matter what side it is, he's awful. And I never understood why Rossi was in love with that so much, even with a healthy lineup. And then Counsell, like I said, I know Belly and Sale was hurt, but he does not have to be there. You still have bats at that time. So that was just, sir, I felt like we was leaving runs in the field because of the lineup construction, even with Sale and Belly hurt. I feel like Counsell he was trusting him too much. And that he wasn't. I guess he didn't want to like ruffle any feathers too early, but he should have because it was like we was wasting games in that moment, like using that lineup or even Madrigal put him in spots like that. It's just so much that went into it. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done when you have all these injuries. Like right now we got like Jordan Wicks is hurt, Keegan Thompson is hurt, Aber's hurt, Merriweather's hurt, Brewers hurt, Horton he's hurt. Like. We got people all in the farm hurt, all on the roster. Yeah. Everybody's hurt. Like all those pitchers I just named. So I get it's hard. Like you got to rely on Neris more. You got to rely on younger pitchers. So and then on top of that, we're not hitting the ball. So like to answer your question, I don't think we can catch nobody. Yeah. I don't think we can catch the Brewers. So I do feel. And like the Cardinals is always one of them teams like they're bad, but it's just the Cardinals. Are they going to just stick around all year? Now we got to battle with them, or maybe
will always be the pest.
Yeah, like like battle for a wild card now. Are we doing that now? So it's like, and there's good teams. Like look at the NL East, the NL West. We're not even guaranteed to make a wild card. So it's like winning the division was like a must almost because it's not a hard division. You just had to really, truly worry about the Brewers. And so now we're so far behind. Now I know it's only June 3rd, but that's still, I mean, you're basically they're 13 games above 500. You're expecting somebody to get hurt. That's the only way I can feel like they're going to drop off like that. Like, that's the injuries is going to happen to the Brewers for us to even catch up because we get healthy. So
Kristen Yelich has to break both legs for you guys.
Or Contreras, like they're hitting Hoskins. It was such a big pickup for them. Like he's hitting over there. It's just, I don't know. And it's the Brewers. And it's one thing I never really hate teams, but that year in like 2018, I think it was 2018, 2019, when Javi and Yelly had the race, Brewer fans was chirping so much. I never have a problem with Brewer fans. It was like they was chirping so much. They was calling Yelly the best player in the world. Like Mike Trout didn't exist. like it was like they were just saying crazy stuff. They were saying all the time like it's our division now, and like I never despised a fan base before like this to now. So now like the Brewers are actually they're a good team, and I cannot stand this. Like it seems
like the Brewers are so bitter with the Cubs too because like they don't want to sell tickets to Chicago zip codes, and they don't because Cubs fans will go up there and be like, "Oh, this is
all the time,"
Brewers, you know,
all the time. It's such an easy trip to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
the ticket's gonna be hell of a cheaper price than here. We know how. You know how it can be here. So going up to just drive up there, have a good time, come on back. Yes, but they're salty with us about that. So it's just a whole little rivalry. Is it one? If I guess it is now. They're starting to win divisions, so I guess it is one. So
I've always thought like the Cardinals and the Brewers were more of the Cubs rival teams in that aspect.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are always just kind of that pesky team that follows you.
Always, even if like they're old or they look young or they just don't know what they're doing, and all of a sudden they get hot. You look up, they won 12 straight.
Yeah,
you be like,
magic they had.
Yeah, like what is going on? So they look so bad to start. Like Jordan Walker, they had to demote him. People was getting hurt. Arenado didn't know how to hit no more. Like he might have been hurt. Goldie didn't look good, and all of a sudden now we're in a battle with them just to even stay alive for maybe something. So I don't know. I know we look bad to everybody else for sure. Like it's just because I know being a Cubs fan, we're not a like fan base. Because we just so reckless. The fan base is so reckless on Twitter. Like ever since 2016, it has gotten bad. Like you know how that is. You get new fans who wasn't really in this struggle. Listen, I'll be 38 this year. I've been in this struggle. I've been watching the Cubs since I was 3. I've been in this struggle. So it was like now these fans, the new fans, make it look bad for us because now they make us look dumb. They just saying stuff all on Twitter. So it's just so bad right now. It's just.
And I hate to say this, but your fan base, the Cubs fan base, does have a lot of just those very casual come and go fans of like, I know the Cubs. Yeah, go. Yeah. And they'll be like, go Cubbies. I'm like, I don't think you're allowed to say Cubbies. You've watched this team for a season.
It's funny. One time last summer, real quick, my wife's company, they sent them out to a Cubs game, right? So you can bring your spouse. We buy tickets for everybody. So. I like baseball. I love baseball. I love the Cubs. So we're there. I'm here to watch the game. Like, yeah, I'm meeting co-workers. They just casually watching. Listen, I'm locked in. Like, we're playing the Reds. We got Ellie in town when he was hot. It's an August night. I'm locked in. I'm not trying to talk about. I'm here. Like they casually watching the game. Like we're Cubs. No. I'm a Cubs fan. You're just here because y'all company sent y'all here. You know, so it's like
one thing you should be able to gatekeep because you do. You have a ton of fair weather, very casual fans.
So many. I see it. It's so easy I can smell it. I can like smell it on them. Like just how you're talking. I can see what you're getting excited about during the game. Like I can tell. So it's just like ever since 2016, I've seen it a lot, and it's just really frustrating because they made us look bad to the public, to everybody on Twitter. They be on social media acting, saying wild stuff. So it's like now I gotta defend you guys because they think all of us are like that now. You know, so it's so bad. It's irritating actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know how people feel about White Sox fans.
I mean, we've always been the little brother that gets bullied. I do know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the jokes of like, oh, poverty franchise, you can't.
Hey, listen, I've had my jokes. I've had my fun with my friend. This is why though, real quick, not mean to cut you off. When the pandemic happened, you guys got La Russa. All my friends, people all on Twitter was like, we're going to win the World Series. The Cubs suck. Y'all ain't shit. Get out of here. They was at my neck, like always adding me, texting me, friends, talking crazy. And then all of a sudden, like, just the White Sox just started shitting the bed out of nowhere. Yeah. I've been at y'all neck on Twitter just having fun because everybody was there. I've been calling y'all poverty franchise. And what's crazy is that I had the opportunity to shoot games for them. So it's like, I love the people that I've worked with. It has nothing to do with none of them. It's just the fans that was talking crazy to me because y'all did look good. I thought y'all had a chance to win. I didn't think y'all should have got La Russa. I don't know if that was the real thing, but I was just talking. I just dished back out what everybody was giving me. It was fun, but it was just like I know some people took it to heart on Twitter. I'm like, man, this is jokes, man. But y'all poverty, man. So they started going back all the way back to the 90s. Like, I know we were poverty in the 90s, man, but I ain't talking about that. But it was just having fun. And I know some White Sox fans got mad. So I didn't know how sensitive White Sox fans really are, or is it like...
We definitely have very sensitive people on this side. But at the same time... Then you've got people like me that are like, yeah, we know they're bad. No one wants to go to these games. Who wants to give Jerry Reinsdorf $40 to, come in and see the Cardinals sweep them? Nobody wants that.
Nobody. And then the food prices. Oh, yeah. And the food is good. Don't get me wrong. The food is excellent there, by the way. But then it's like, do I want to spend these prices? Do I want to spend $10 for a beer? And I'm not just gonna have one, so I'm about to spend $30 just on beer. I haven't had no food, So it's like, I think you say you got a son, so it's like you go to the game, everybody's eating something, everybody's drinking something. So it's like, who wants to go to a game? You got to spend at least $200, at least. So it's like, who wants to do that?
I think a lot of fans have just accepted that we're terrible. I mean, there's been this drama with. The play-by-play announcer. There's been drama with just NBC Sports. Like, people hate Chuck and Ozzy at this point. I mean, there's like this constant drama of these fans just being mad at this team and going off on other people. And like the John Striffen thing, they're like, you're not allowed to call us haters. This team is bad. Open your eyes. Like,
right.
It's a really weird, like the last few years have been a really weird time to be a fan of this team. And it did kind of start in the La Russa years of like, why did we bring this man on? He's an alcoholic. You knew about several DUIs. Like,
no,
why?
Seriously. Yeah,
then,
seriously.
They bring awful people to this team, whether it's, pitching or managerial things or, a new GM that's probably worse than the last one, So it's a weird time to be online and be a White Sox fan.
No, seriously. It seems like it. And it's just like so many different decisions that went into play. Like, I don't understand why you guys had the roster. All you guys had, it reminded me of when like 2015 going into 2016. No. 2014 going to 2015, where it was like Joe Mann's available. That was it. I felt like for you guys, it was Finch. Wasn't it Finch? Like that was like the guy. Was it the one for He was the old manager for the Astros.
Yeah, AJ Hinch.
Yeah, Hinch. I said Finch. Hinch. AJ Hinch. He was like the one like everybody thought you were going to get. I felt like that was like you guys, Joe Madden. I felt like if you guys would have got him, I felt like you guys might have would have won a World. If not won, at least made it to the World Series. Made it.
Did you ever see the tweet that the White Sox did send out after the La Russa hiring?
No, I don't think I.
So they had to immediately delete that, and there is still a screenshot. I probably have a screenshot somewhere it lives on. They put out that they hired La Russa, but it had AJ Hinch, like his signature, on the picture next to La Russa. And again, I don't think they ever even looked outside of La Russa. Like, I don't believe that there was any
No,
other
I don't think so either.
Interview.
No.
But I know that there were these talks about going after Hinch, and they had his signature on the graphic of the tweet.
That is insane. That is insane. I didn't never see that. I never even heard of that. But that's insane though. And I'm with you. I don't think they ever interviewed anybody. I don't think they ever had a plan to do so. I think it was La Russa. I don't know. Was he trying to like? Everybody said that he's trying to right or wrong from when he was a manager before, but this is not the time for that.
No, it wasn't. Not to bring someone out of retirement after 10 years.
10 years. Baseball changed so much in the last 5 years. And this man hasn't managed in 10?
Yeah. He hadn't managed in 10, and the rules had changed. He was not aware of a lot of those rules.
He wasn't. And he was looking bad on live TV, not knowing rules.
I just want to bring up the Liam Hendricks Ghost Runner in the 10th thing. I'm like, why on earth? Like, you don't understand these rules. I mean, he ruined so many games.
He ruined a lot of games for you guys.
No idea what he was doing anymore.
No idea. And it's just, you wasted. You know how it is. Just in sports in general, like, you got to sometimes hit while it's hot right then. You can't be always, it's hard to be like, I got till next year. Because look at your team. Who would have thought? Everybody in baseball thought Tim Anderson was the next shortstop in baseball. He had that huge walk-off home run over the Field of Dreams. You guys was on cloud 9. And all of a sudden, like, everything is just down the drain.
Champ, and now he is fighting for his life in Miami.
Fighting. Drowning. He like right here.
Yeah.
He's like right here fighting for his life. You guys think about like Cease, Kopech. Like, you just different play. We already talked about Eloy, you know, Johan. There's so many different players. It's just like all of a sudden they just fell off.
Yeah. Well, Dylan Cease is doing great in San Diego.
Oh yeah, in San Diego, right? Exactly. He's doing good. Like, I do think who was it? Vaughn. I think he got rushed up for you guys. I feel like they rushed him up too fast, like in moments. I don't know. Maybe I'm just on the outside looking in at it, but I feel like, am I off?
No, I mean, I feel like a lot of them have been rushed up. They really don't. I mean, because again, you're constantly being injured, so they are rushing a ton of players up. They've done that a lot with pitching this year, and it's been just awful for everyone. And then they also just don't like to utilize the injured list the way it's intended to be. So you have someone like Andrew Vaughn playing injured and being just really bad that should probably be down in Charlotte for a little bit, but they just
don't playing.
Yeah, they don't utilize that. They just kind of rush through injuries. They rush their prospects. It's just
I feel like the Cubs do the same thing with the medical report.
Yeah.
Honestly, what is it with Chicago sports medical staff? Because I feel like the Bulls do the same, the Cubs do the same. Like, it's like they let a player play with an injury before they put him on the injury. Like, why does Dansby look like he's hurt for a week and a half, 2 weeks before you even put him on the injury list?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
You say the Bulls, they are so bad at it.
The Bulls, like, we've been seeing this how long? It's been like almost 20 years. Right, it's almost 20 years of the medical staff letting players play or misdiagnose, like Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
We're not going to get off too far into the Bulls, but what? He just had an interview. He said it started off as a meniscus. And then they didn't know what to do after that. Like, excuse me?
The only one they couldn't rush and did right was Caruso.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, everybody. Javante Green last year. Yeah, like knees, like misdiagnosing knees, ankles, hands is always something. Then the Cubs do the same thing with players. It's always look like somebody's struggling, hurting, and then you put them on. And then now you're saying the same thing about the White Sox. I ain't know the White Sox did the same thing. Like, why? What are these medical staff they're using here? Well, who are they hiring at these teams? You know, so it's bad. I don't get it. I truly don't. And just to be clear, I always tell people the Cubs and the White Sox has always been bad. We just, as both fan base, we just be arguing just to be arguing. Really. Like
we're both in the weakest divisions. The Central is the weakest.
Yes.
Both.
On both sides, hands down. Like all through the 90s, growing up, like all through the 90s, both teams were like the White Sox did have moments. Like we barely have moments, but historically we're bad. Look at the 2000s. Like we're bad. Like
it took you guys 108 years.
Exactly. Like we're not. we just banter each other just because we doing it. So it's like, just so people know, I'm not saying I talk crazy just because it's sports. We're both bad. Like it's, we have those seasons where we had those spurts. Like we had our time where we were just hot from 2015 to like 2019. We were really hot. You guys, you had yours. What was that? 20.
When they
you had a couple years where you was hot. So we have those. We're just not one of those franchises, either one, where for 10, 20 straight years, we're just locked in, going to be winning the division in the playoffs like the Braves were in the 90s or how the Braves are now, the Dodgers, the Yankees, of course, teams like that. We're never going to be. I just don't see us like, and I get it. We are a big market. So we should be in that conversation, both sides, we should be, but we aren't. And that's the bad part. That is the bad part. So I don't know. A lot of people don't like Ricketts either. They want him to get up out of here too. So
yeah, that's just terrible ownership on both sides.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. He has built a Wrigleyville. It's not my Wrigleyville no more. I don't want to sound like an old guy, but it's not. It is definitely not my Wrigleyville. Like, it's not. It's just not no more. It's touristy now for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the single markets are great.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to that one, but yeah, it is definitely just a big tourist trap at this point.
It's so the restaurants they've added, the different things, like you just tell. Are you adding Raising Cane's? What? What is going on? Like
that Taco Bell,
yeah, like it's not the same. I don't want to sound like the old guy, but I do like he didn't do the updates to Wrigleyville itself. That was needed. And I get, I know they won an all-star game, so you had to build up out there. So I get it, but it's like, now, man, you got revenue coming in. Let's use that. Like, why don't we have an advertisement on our jersey yet? Like, what are y'all doing, Chicago? Because the White Sox don't have one either, do they?
No.
What we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are what, a third largest market in the United States, and we struggle as sports franchises for no reason. We don't have no patches. You don't think somebody's gonna put their logo on our what? The Cubs? At least you don't think somebody's gonna want to do that? Come on now. I don't understand why we don't have one yet. When you got other teams, it's teams that have it before us who shouldn't even have it before us. So it's just, I don't understand what the direction is. Like, people thought I was crazy when I was like, the Cubs can for sure go get Ohtani. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They can definitely do that if they wanted to. Do you know the money he's going to bring in? That's why the Dodgers did what they did with the contract, all that type of stuff. They know getting him, he gets a whole nother market to their franchise. He makes the money back. So it's like, why are we not in that?
And I mean, they sell out the games when they're in town. When he was still on the Angels, I sat in the rain. It was a very cold, rainy evening at, Sox Park just so that I could watch Ohtani.
Yes.
Yes. He wasn't even pitching that night. I was like, I just want to out an Ohtani.
Yes.
then we left after, so many innings. I was like, okay, well, Ohtani got a home run, so we can just hop back on the train and go home, I guess.
Yeah, it's like not to, like I said, not to go far on him, but that's just another example of ownership. Like, do you not see, like, when they came here in April, their first weekend, like our first home weekend, when the Dodgers came to town, it was crazy here.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. The Asian demographic was nuts. If you had him, you had Imaga. What's the pitcher name for the Dodgers? Oh man, the new one.
Kershaw?
No, what? No. The Asian pitcher. It was just so many.
Oh.
What is that? They just signed him. I can't think of it. He was in town.
Yeah.
It was just a crazy moment. Of course, Ohtani was the biggest draw, but it was like, see, Rick, did you see what Ohtani does? That's for, how many games a year, how many home games a year? Mm-hmm. You're gonna get that every time he's here, and he's not even pitching yet.
No.
He's not even pitching yet. Come on, man. So it's like that's just frustration in general with Chicago sports. Just growing up here and just that's what we've been through. I feel like we just got lucky with moments. We got lucky with like Jordan. We got lucky. We just so happened they didn't pick him first. He just so happened to fall to 3. There's just things like that. We just so happened to win a World Series. We definitely could have lost Game 7. We probably should have never even been in a Game 7.
No. Yeah, I remember watching that entire series, and
that was such a down moment. I'm like, yo, we're about to lose this in 5.
Well, and you almost did lose 7 when Chapman came in.
Yes,
so
yes. We almost lost it. We still almost lost it. It was just like, it was such a lucky. It's like we always just lucky. Like you guys, we would never see pitchers dominate like that again. You guys dominated. Starters just going complete game after complete game. It's like, that's crazy. So it's like, why we gotta keep getting lucky? Why couldn't we just be good?
Just invest.
Yeah, like just invest. Like I don't have to win a World Series every year. The Braves won a division every year in the 90s and won one World Series. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I have a chance.
Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. We all know in the playoffs, especially in baseball, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't make it, we just at home, so we don't know. So it's like, as long as you make it, I take that every time. The whole go to the playoffs, then you miss it for 5 years. It's just, that's getting old. I know you tired of that too on your side. Like, come on, man.
Very much, and I don't see it any time in the near future.
No, me either. No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Well, we're going to take a very quick break, and then we'll get back to this very first of our Crosstown series this year.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my God. That was fun. I told you I've been wanting to do this. Talk baseball. Talk right. Because a lot of people don't want to start watching baseball till now. So it's like,
yeah, that's true.
And I'm locked in. I'll be locked in from day one.
I started spring training every year.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. Let's break down this series. So I like to start off with our pitching matchups first. This is just the 2 games because, again, it's the start of the Crosstown series this season. So first, we have Chris Flexen going up on the White Sox for the Tuesday game against Shota, who is fun to watch, definitely. It's
very fun. Very fun.
We've got Jameson Talion with Eric Fetty. Eric Fetty has been great aside from that Brewers series where they tormented him. But for those who do not pay any attention to Cubs pitching, what are these 2 going to bring to the table this series?
Showtime. I am so pleased with him. Even though I believe his last outing, he got rocked. Who was it by? The Brewers? I mean,
makes sense.
I think it was Brewers. So it's one of those like I deal with because he's been through a gauntlet. He has to pitch against the Dodgers. He's had to pitch against the Braves lineup. He's had to pitch against some crazy lineups, and he's been doing his thing. He's not a big high velocity guy, but he's gonna He's gonna dot you like crazy. His splitter is insane. So it's like his action, it looks the same on his hand, but all of a sudden it's a drop off. But at that point, it's too late. So you don't know what you're really looking at. So he has really good command. He knows how to get out of trouble. So it's like I've seen that was one thing at first. He wasn't getting in no situation where he had to pitch his way out of it. Mm-hmm. It was nothing like somebody missed the ball or it was getting a couple of hits on him. It was nothing like that. He was always, if he walked somebody, it'd be at first base. That's really not a threat. He was never having but then I saw him a couple of times, man on second, man on third, one out. He would get out of it, not getting up a run. Like he would get a huge strikeout. You know, that's key. You know, that's key. There's no double play in line. So he will get out of jams real, and he's stayed calm. So he's fun to watch. He is frustrating. He will frustrate batters. I have noticed that third time around, they can adjust, but he will adjust back. So he's fun. I don't know where his ERA is now. At one point, it was under 1.
I just looked. Yeah, it's 1.86. So his ERA is great. He's got 59 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Got 5 wins under his belt, just 1 loss. So I mean, he's been great.
And the thing is, and the reason he got the 5 wins, even if we wasn't able to score runs, he wasn't giving up runs. So it was like that's why he's even 5-1. Because I think one of them starts, he got a no decision because they couldn't get no runs. So it was like we had to come back or something like that. But it's like he's been phenomenal. Like for the price, for us, we did not knowing he's like, I think it's like 31, maybe 32, something like not knowing coming from a new league, coming from Japan, you know, just coming here, not saying Japanese players can't play in the MLB because we know they can, but it's like it's still adjustments to how these batters are. So it's like, and of course it's vice versa, but he has proved it. Mm-hmm. Like he can definitely win. People was talking about Rookie of the Year and Cy Young. I mean, he still can happen if he keeps going like that. So it's like, even if the Cubs are bad, he can still win Cy Young. I mean, you may not give him, or he can still win Rookie of the Year too, even if they are bad. So yeah, he's gonna be fun. If you've never seen him, he's gonna be a fun watch. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
So yeah, he's the first game, so he's the Tuesday game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so tomorrow night. So he's gonna be a joy to watch. So I always try to make his starts for sure.
And Eric Fetty for the Wednesday game, he actually just very recently came from Korea. And
really?
Like their Cy Young over there, like their equivalent of the Cy Young champion over there.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, he was over there for a little bit.
I think that's pretty cool. I like hearing those stories like that, hearing players like that come back from over there, like because Mike Topman's like that. He was in Korea, I believe, and they took a chance, and he's been phenomenal. He's been such a great fourth outfielder. Like you just place him anywhere. He's been phenomenal. So I like hearing when guys get that second opportunity. I did not know he was in Korea as well. So that's cool. I never watched him pitch, so I'm gonna get to see him in this 2-game set.
He's fun. He's actually, I mean, their numbers are really similar because Fetty, again, his ERA is a little inflated because of the Brewers game just very recently.
And I get it. Yeah.
Got 4 wins, 1 loss. His ERA again higher, but 3.12. And then he's got 66 strikeouts on the season so far. So, I mean, obviously it's not those two facing off together, but they're definitely really similar. With how they are, and he's one that Eric Fetty's one I can trust. Proven that he's been worthwhile. He was about the only one I was excited about for.
And it's always fun when you can like watch a game and you see who's pitching that day, who's gonna be on the bump, and you're like, I can watch this game with confidence. Like I know he's gonna keep us in the game. If the bats are slow to start, I know he's gonna keep us in the game to where the bats can catch up. There's nothing more frustrating to Hendricks, like if the bats start off slow, this is a wrap. So that's always a good thing. Even if you have a down year, like you have those moments, like that's good for you guys that you have those high moments where at least on Wednesday you can see that happening.
Yeah.
And not saying we're gonna win or not, because since we are talking about him, Taillon and on that, if you've never seen him, That's a roller coaster. But I do trust him though. It's that I do. He will battle. He will battle. He will give up his runs. His ERA is at 2.84, so that's not bad because he would be hovering around almost at 4. And you never really want somebody who is a top 3 that really want to hover around 4. So with him being a top 3 starter for us, him being right there, he's at 3 and 2. But he will get some strikeouts. Of course, he will miss. He will walk you. So you will have opportunity to drive in runs because he will walk you. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting who's going to get to these pitchers first on both days.
I remember watching him on the Pirates for a few seasons.
He was there.
Oh. It was one of those where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel during this one. Let's just hope for the best. Because I'm a big Andrew McCutchen girly. So any excuse to watch him.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
I would watch a ton of Pirates games while he was still there. So I'm back. But yeah. So he was interesting to watch. We'll say that.
Okay. Yeah, he is. Absolutely is. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's always interesting, no matter who's good, who's bad. If both teams are good, both teams are bad, you just never know who's gonna win these games. Like we had a walk-off last summer, wasn't it? Last summer we had a walk-off at Wrigley Field. So you just never know who's gonna win, who's gonna do anything. So it's gonna be fun. Our record's out the window when these two teams play each other every time. So it's. And I like do you like to split up like 2 here, 2 there?
I do. Yeah. Like when I was younger, we would do a lot of these because my aunt was just diehard Cubs fan and she lived up there for quite some time. And it's really fun because she was in West Loop. So you're kind of like right in the middle of both of them, really. Because you just have a quick train ride to the south side. You've got a quick train line up to the north side. And those games, I always thought they were fun to do. And actually, funny story, I ended up going to a Crosstown series after I got married. That was our whole thing, was just instead of a reception, we were going to go to that game. And
that's cool. Didn't
even change out of my wedding dress. So that was fun. And that was it.
That's a cool story.
And the Cubs won.
Story. That's go figure. Cool story though. That's a real cool story. That's real cool. That's dope. That's real dope. But yeah, I haven't been to a Crosstown Classic in a while, a long time. I don't even know when is it when they go to what's the name of the stadium? Guaranteed. When is it going to go there?
I think it's in August. It's a while from now still.
Okay. But yeah, this should be fun. I don't even know like. Who am I looking for in the lineup for this 2-game set? I don't even know who's hot. Anybody hot right now?
No. I mean,
just like that. No,
not really. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess Paul DeJong. He's been hitting a couple homers. I don't want to say that he's been hot. You're not going to see Garrett Crochet pitching in this lineup. He's been excellent. But no, we don't really have a ton of. I mean, I guess Gavin Sheets.
I'm looking at your lineup right now, and I can honestly say I know Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
I know Maldonado.
Terrible.
Lopez, DeJong, of course I know. I don't know the rest of these guys. I know Vaughn, Sheets, but it's like I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm about to see.
It's going to be a mixed bag. You might see Gavin Sheets heat up. You'll probably see some hits from Tommy Pham. But really, and I mean, like Benintendi's hurt right now. Not that he was doing anything at all, but
right.
Yeah. We don't really have a threat on our team. Do you feel like the Cubs have a really good threat to the White Sox right now?
So. I mean, I think any one of these guys can get high. Like, of course, Belly is always a threat. Belly's always a threat. Morel can always catch one. So I mean, they can all. I feel like the Cubs lineup is a threat to any pitching staff.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's going on. That's the thing. Like, we can get hot and we can get shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like that's still with lineup construction. I do feel like injuries, because then like once like Belly and Seiya got back, then you had like Dansby got hurt. So it was like it's just so much. You have people going in and out the lineup. Who else? Then like I said, Bush just forgot how to hit altogether.
Yeah.
And so it was just that you had like that. And then you got people like Patrick Wisdom, who he's good. Teams need him like that, but he's not an everyday guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's that guy who he catch one, it's gone. But he's not somebody who's gonna so he can come in and do something like that. But I'm just in this mode for this series. It's gonna be like, I don't know. Just wait and see. Like, just wait and see. Like, it could be one of those things you probably think like tomorrow we're going to light him up and tomorrow he'll shut us down.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Something like that is going to happen where he just going to completely shut us down. We're going to have like 3 hits, maybe a run, some crazy. That's why I can see that happening, because this lineup is just that up and down. And then you got people coming in from the farm system. We just called PCA back up.
Yeah.
His defense is phenomenal. He's trying to learn his offense, but we're just in the dumps. So it's just not. Y'all might get y'all 2 wins. You just never know. And I gotta hear from my friends for the next time we play you guys. So I think we're in the same spot. I feel like we got more to say about the pitchers than we do about the lineup, because we got the names, but we just not producing. So it's just, we're in the same spot. So
would you say that pitching for the Cubs is what will keep them in this series? Like, say both of them are able to just dominate. Is that leads to winning this first part of the series?
I think so. I think like if Shota can definitely go six innings, we definitely need both pitchers. I would love for both pitchers to go at least 6. That's, you don't have to put too much on the bullpen, but you give us at least 6 innings. And I feel like the offense can, since I feel like now the White Sox offense is probably not going to be producing like that, where who knows, on both ends, 2 runs might win a game. So it's like, I feel like for us, our pitching, our starters have to go deep. If they mess around and not hitting their spots and you guys lighten us up, it's like we're going to get swept in 2 games easily at home. So it's like, I feel like the Shota really has to kick this off and give us the momentum going into the next game. If he can go 6, I think we're cooking really good right there. Yeah.
I think this honestly might just be a split. I think you guys will probably win the first game, and hopefully Fetty is back to himself to take this.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I definitely can see this as a split as well. I'm definitely with you on that for sure. Absolutely. For sure. So I don't really... It's going to be fun, though. It's always a good time. Crosstown Classic, like I said, you always have your time, your trash talk with one another. Everybody piling up at Wrigleyville. So it's just, give us some magic like we had last year. Or give us a walk-off or something. Just something fun. So hey, that's right. That's the one player, Luis Roberts.
Oh, he might be back for this series.
That's the one.
Yeah,
he had a monster ass home run at Wrigleyville last year.
Yeah, we have not heard yet. I have not seen anything yet today. Maybe it'll come out tomorrow. I know he's in Charlotte, but
what did he hurt?
Everything. I don't know at this point.
He does. He's always hurt.
I know. I think it was oblique. I'm mixing up all of these injuries.
Yeah.
Because it was like 3 of them. It was Juan and Luis Robert Jr. and Eli that all went down in the exact same time period.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I keep looking into the lineup. I'm like, man, as we're talking, I'm like, somebody's missing. Something like, I feel like somebody big is missing out of this. And that's what he just done, like Luis Roberts, because he had a huge home run last year in this series. So, man, how long he's been out?
Oh, it was a right hip flexor strain. That's what it was. He went out April 5th. That's when
he's been out that long.
He's been out since April 5th.
He's been out a month or 2 months.
Yeah.
Now, oh my goodness, that's probably one of you guys' biggest problem right there. Like that bat in the lineup is just not there. Like,
yeah, we miss him a lot.
No power. Oh my goodness. Like, where do you guys get your power from without him?
Gavin Sheets.
Oh my goodness. There is no like just walking to one, like you get a walk and he's up the bat, you get a quick 2 runs. There's none of that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah. It is bad over there. That's 2 months. That's the whole season.
Yeah.
He ain't played. I had no idea that he was. Oh, I'm sorry.
It was already kind of this insult to injury, and then he went down, and I was like, okay, well, we are just in the lowest circle of hell at this point. Like, we are just so down bad.
That is, I'm sorry. That is insane. I had no idea he was. I was one. Now I'm thinking about it. I have not heard his name.
Mm-hmm.
No one has said anything about him. Yeah. Anytime I have caught a piece of a Sox game or seen somebody talk, I haven't heard his name. Now that I think about it, he's been hurt the whole season.
But he might be back. He might be back for this series.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well then, we'll see. Okay. Here we go.
Manifest this.
Yeah, manifest this for y'all. Y'all need that. Y'all definitely need that. Oh my God. Because anything can fly out of Wrigley.
Yeah.
Especially if it's warm at night, anything can fly out. So, man. All right. Okay. This should be fun.
So before we end this is just where I like to ask, do you have any fun hot takes about baseball in general this season? It does not have to be Cubs related. Fun hot takes or predictions or really anything.
Let's see.
With the season.
I would do want to say to all the people, especially Cub fans, that try to tell me just because Ohtani is not pitching until 2025 that he is not worth the money, you are still insane. I don't know if you watch them. I'm always up late editing, doing something. So Dodgers they're always on late. Mm-hmm. It's still only 7 o'clock out there. So I'm seeing a lot of Dodgers games. Do y'all see what this man is doing at the plate in the 2-hole? Like, you have to pitch to him. You got Mookie in front of him. You got Freddie Freeman behind him. He in the 2-hole, destroying the baseball, foul pole to foul pole. And people tried to tell me this man was not worth $700 million only because he's not pitching until next season. You are outside of your mind because I still see people saying he's still not worth it. You are crazy.
And I still think he is better, just defensively than he is pitching. I think he's way better at hitting than he is. Pitching, and he's still a great pitcher.
He's still a good pitcher. That's the thing. He's still a good pitcher, but he's a way better hitter. This man can hit anything. Hit anything. It does not matter. And he crushes the ball. His exit velocity is insane. The way nobody else's ball sounds like his off the bat.
No.
It sounds like a rocket when he hits the ball every time. He hits for contact, for power. He has speed. And people don't realize, go see him when he come to your town. He's big. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 230.
He's giant.
He is huge. Like, he's not a small dude. This man is big. He is strong. His base is strong. No leg kick. He turns his ankle. That's it. And the way he can bring his hands in as a lefty hitter. Listen, I know for me, I'm very vocal about it on Twitter. I still think outside of all the steroids, to me, Barry Bonds is the best baseball player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hands down. And you could say the best left-hand hitter if you wanted to pick sides, but he's still the best overall player to me of all time. This man, Ohtani, is very close to me changing my mind and putting Barry Bonds in second because the only reason I can't, he don't play in the field right now. We've seen Barry Bonds play in the field. He played great defense. He was still in bases. And listen, if y'all never watched it on YouTube, they walked this man. They walked him a run in, intentionally walked him so they don't pitch to him with bases loaded. If that don't tell you who the greatest is, I don't know what.
We have a lot of Barry Bonds love on this podcast. He comes up more often than he should, probably. I mean,
I love it. Listen,
Yeah.
I watched it. I get it why you don't. But even still, with him doing steroids, everybody was still doing it, and he was still better than everybody.
Yeah.
The playing field is the same.
He didn't need the steroids too.
He didn't. He didn't. But then he's like, his ego, you start taking steroids, you start being better than him. You got pitchers and batters, hitters doing, position players doing steroids. So now he does it, and then he shows he's still better than you because he's not, you're all still in the same playing field at this point. So it's like, that's my thing. Ohtani is that guy, and people really he's worth the money.
Yeah.
He's worth all of that. He had a slow start. It's baseball. It's 162 games. Oh, so what? He had a slow start in an opening series or two.
Yeah.
Please. He's going to get it together because you got to pitch to him.
Yeah.
What you going to do? Walk him and go to Freddie Freeman? No, you're not.
That's a dangerous slope that you're going down if you just intentionally walk Ohtani. That whole team is full of just.
Right. You got Max Muncy.
Yeah.
You got JD Martinez. No, not JD Martinez. He's done more. Who was the other? It's somebody else he got over there. It's another hitter you got. He just goes down the list. Like, what are you supposed to do? Oh, Teoscar Hernandez. That's who it is. He can hit the ball.
Yeah.
Will Smith can hit the ball. So it's like there's never ending with that lineup. So Ohtani in a 2-hole is unheard of with that power in that. Listen, as you can tell, I'm an Ohtani fanboy. Like
that's fine.
I love him. And so I still don't know if the Dodgers are gonna win the World Series because it's just so hard.
Yeah.
It's just baseball. But I think Ohtani's gonna win an MVP.
Yeah, he should.
He should. He's gonna leave the AL, win an MVP, come straight over here, and he's better. Like
now, he at least has a team to back him up.
Yes, now he has a team to back him up. What? Oh my God! Come on, man. That is just. But I can't think of nothing else. Any other hot takes in baseball? But it's been fun though. It's been a lot of baseball. It's been really. I've been enjoying the Yankees lineup. Oh, that's the thing. Listen, Yankees front office, give Juan Soto a blank check. Do not let him leave out of the Bronx without him signing a new contract.
That's a dangerous team right now.
What? Juan Soto was perfect for them.
Yeah.
That's such a perfect marriage. Yeah. Him in that lineup, a lefty bat like that. Come on, you got Aaron Judge. Oh my goodness. Yankees. And just give him a blank check.
And they don't even have their ace pitching right now. And they are the team to beat right now.
Yes. Yes. I will say at the beginning of the season, I always do like a little tweet, like my fun predictions just to see where I land. I did for the World Series, I did Orioles. I should have pulled it up. Orioles, Braves. Mm-hmm. And I had the Orioles winning the World Series. So I did that's so I guess that's a little take. That's what I did. So it could happen. Or now I don't know. Acuna again. I felt like the entire baseball world was like,
yeah. I mean, they lost Strider, and now that's
like, yeah, like it's back to back. It was like, well, I feel like everyone who saw the highlight, if you didn't see the game live when he just went down, it's like I think we all figured like this is not going to be good.
No,
that's a crazy lineup, but that's leadoff bat. Well, you can, that man is going to get at least 40 home runs and at least 50 stolen bases. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's batting 330, getting doubles. That's guaranteed. Like, what do you have? What, 70 stolen bases?
At least, yeah.
It's so far. Like, you lost that. So I get it. You still got a crazy lineup, but like you lost Strider and you lost Acuna. So I don't know. My Braves prediction for the World Series, I don't know how it's going to look. I mean, it's still a long ways to go, but that's a huge bat to lose right now. It's just, I feel for him. The second ACL, right?
Yeah.
Second one.
I mean, they just kind of opened the door for the Phillies because the Phillies were really on their tails already.
They were. Yes, they were. So it's just, I feel like that's definitely the Phillies division to win now for sure. Because Acuna, like I said, crazy offense, but Acuna is just something that's just hard to lose. Like Acuna is like, the Dodgers lineup is crazy, but you lose Ohtani, is like, man. Don't get me wrong, Mookie is good. Mookie is really good. Mm-hmm. And I wish people I feel like Mookie still don't get his praise like he should. Mookie, he's been a top 2 player, top 3 at least for a long time. And I feel like people was not trying to give him the man is playing shortstop. Like, what? That's crazy. Like you playing right field, you playing second base. Now you're a primary shortstop for the Dodgers. That's crazy athleticism right there. At his age still, like he's going there late. It's not like he started there and he's going like to other positions. Like he's going, his range still is just crazy. And his bat is just, so it's just, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they lose Ohtani. It's like the same thing with the Braves losing Acuna. That's just a threat. You just don't know. He gets on base, you walk him, that's almost a triple now.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel for them. So I really feel for the Braves and my Braves friends because he's fun to watch. That's just for us who love baseball. Like, now when you turn on the Braves, you're not gonna see him. So it's just you just lose. We hate losing stars in just sports. Period. Superstars. That's what he is. Superstar. So, you got any takes before we get up out of here that you want to put out there?
No, not really. I mean, they hear my takes constantly.
Oh yeah, true. That is true.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This has been fun.
Yes, this was a blast. Please remind people where they can find you just in case they do not follow you.
I am on Twitter. Let me get it right because I always mess up how my @ is actually put. My @ is on Twitter, BlackmanJoy _. So it's BLKMAN Joy JOY _. That's how you can find me on Twitter.
Yes.
And I'm very active on there. And if you are into hoops, I have a podcast called Uncommon Commentators Podcast. And you can find me on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So that's where, if you are into hoops, that's where I'm at every week.
Link those too so everyone can follow along.
I appreciate you. This has been fun. When I got that DM from you about this, I said, yes, I am out of town, but I will be back. I'm in. Yes, this is what I've been wanting to do for sure.
Thank you. This was so much fun. So
yes, it was. I appreciate it.
You can come back next time, but
I definitely will. Definitely will.
Best of luck in this series.
Yeah, you too, for sure.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes, absolutely.
Someone has to win a game. All right. Well, have a good evening.
Oh, you too.
Bye.
Appreciate you.